Hello and welcome to South Week. South Week is all about the removal of blockages, and really it's not about going in and digging them out. It's not about effort. The thing about blockages is we create them with effort, usually in response to something. And this week, alongside the full moon, is about release, letting it go, taking an exhale and just letting that energy lock release from your body so energy can flow more effortlessly. And when things are flowing effortlessly, everything aligns and there is less effort needed to push towards a goal. You simply align the energy and it flows naturally towards it. So get yourself nice and set up. You also might get little energy surges that cause you to shake or wiggle. I usually will get like a shake in my right arm. If any of that happens, just know that that's normal and you want to express the energy that's in your body. Give it a place to exit or a place to release. Once you are where you're going to be, take a really deep breath in and you're going to open your mouth and make a sound. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, let a sound come out so that the back of your throat vibrates. Keep on going. Deep breath in. If it feels better to hum, you hum, but you're trying to vibrate the back of the throat. A few more rounds like this. One more. And then settle into your seat and notice the space or the energy at the back of your throat. Since you hummed or you made sound, there should be a little bit of awareness about where the vocal cords are or how your throat is feeling, more so than if you hadn't had made the noise. So rest in that energy at the back of your throat and just notice how it feels. What words do you associate with it? How does it feel? And now start to take a full body scan. So start at the crown of your head. How does it feel? If anything needs to be tapped or scratched or moved around a little bit, go ahead and do that. Move down the skull towards the ears, towards the jawline. Do you need to move your jaw side to side or make shapes with your mouth? Again, this is about energy release, so let yourself move. Once you get to the neck, do you need to move it? If things are crackling and popping, that's fantastic. Make your way down towards the shoulders. You can roll them forward, back, side to side. Move your energy down through the elbows. Maybe bend and straighten your arms. Roll your wrists. And then start to take a cat-cow-like motion where you inhale and you lift your chest towards the ceiling and you exhale and you press it down towards the pelvis. You're moving in this way that opens the spine and then closes the spine. The general rule of thumb is when you get bigger, you expand, you inhale, and when you close or contract, you exhale. And moving your way down now to your hips. Maybe moving your hips in a circle or the torso in a circle so you get some energy in the hips. You can bend and straighten your knee. Just pick one leg, bend and straighten the knee a couple of times. If you're seated, you can always hold on underneath your leg to support. Give the ankle a little roll. Open and close the toes. And then switch over to the other leg. Find out about that knee. And the toes. And then make your way back to seated. Stay still and notice the difference in the awareness of the energy in your body. And did you feel stuck anywhere? Was there stagnant energy anywhere in the body? Was there an area that you wanted to move more? And if so, go ahead and do that now. Remember, there's no wrong movement. Your body is very intelligent. If it sends you a pain signal, you stop. But until then, you move, you shake, do whatever you need to do. This is about release, releasing the blockages so energy can flow. So keep moving however it is that you're moving, just for a little bit more. And then huge breath in, open your mouth, let it go. Back to your seats if you stood up. And then try and sit as straight as possible, where you push your butt down into the ground and imagine there's a helium balloon attached to your head, and the crown of your head is floating above the tailbone. And between the base of your spine at the tailbone and the crown of your head floating above it, there's an S curvation of the spine. When you breathe, you're going to let the breath snake along the spine. When you breathe in, you're going to let your belly come out a little bit. As you keep on breathing, you start to transfer the breath towards the back of the spine. Think about inflating the lungs at your back. And then at the very end, it comes through to the throat. And then you open your mouth, you throw your head back, and you exhale. So belly expands, back of the chest expands, throat expands, and at the top you throw your head back, you open your mouth, you exhale. Keep on following that pattern. The inhale snakes up from the belly to the back to the throat, and then you tilt your head back and release to the ceiling. Keep on going. After your exhale, close your mouth and place your skull back to where it came from. And simply feel the clearing of energy through the spine. Notice any buzzing or subtle energy shift in your body. And now begin to invite yourself not to think, but to intuit and feel. And let the first thing that pops into your mind, let that be the thing. Ask yourself, what is blocking you right now? And again, don't think. Let yourself be presented with evidence from your energetic body. Whatever it was that came up for you, can you simply take a breath in and imagine when you exhale, removing a little bit of that blockage. Think of a percentage of it just crumbling away a little bit. And then do that again. Easy breath in. When you exhale, you release just a little bit of the blockage. You don't need to think about how it all works out. Just inhale again. And when you exhale, imagine, release a little bit of the blockage. And keep on going. And as the blockage crumbles, can you see energy, trapped energy that has wanted to flow past this, starting to creep through your natural energy, your natural state? What would happen when this blockage is cleared, which is your natural state? What begins to come through and work its way through the blockage? What is the energy of that? And as the flow starts to come through and the blockage begins to completely melt away, see the energy coursing through. And now, do you know what action to take now that the energy is flowing? You don't need to know how, but do you know what the energy is? What does it feel like? See that flow becoming stronger and greater. See it flowing effortlessly through where there previously was a blockage. Let the energy rush through these channels. And as you see it rushing, let's go back to that breath that you did earlier, where you feel the belly snake towards the back, towards the throat, and then throw your head back, open your mouth, make a sound when you exhale. Again, fill the belly, fill the back, fill the throat, head back, make a sound as you exhale. Keep on going and notice how the sound that you make has changed a little bit. You can play with getting louder, you can play with the tones, flowing energy through the body. No more blockages. As you keep on going, what would you sound like if there was no blockage in the throat? If you made the sound that you want to make, what would that sound like? Would you get louder? Would you start to involve more of the body? Maybe your arms start to raise. Maybe you start to open your eyes. Maybe you start to involve more of the breath in the body as you breathe, as you open the mouth, as you express. If there were no more blockages in the way, how would you move and how would you sound? A few more. Last two. Burst through. And then find softness again. Soft breath in. Soft breath out. Notice how you feel. There is an energy in us that comes alive when we are not constricted or blocked. How the blocks got there is less relevant than corralling your energy and breaking through. Very softly, just like you did at the beginning, begin to scan from the crown of your head, through the skull, down towards the jaw. Again, if you need to move or tap, please do. But notice the difference in energy. Down through the neck to the shoulders, through the elbows and the hands, down the spine with a breath, into the hips. You don't need to move them, but notice the knees and the toes, the soles of your feet. And finding your way back to your center. Where is that center? Rest there and know that you can always call it up. You can use that energy of self to exhale your way through any blockages, to open up those veins of energy, to allow your own energy to come rush through and to bring more of yourself to life. Palms together to touch. Clap your hands together a couple of times. And after clapping them, place them somewhere on your body that you could use a little more release. Take a deep breath in and out, maybe make a sound. Palms together to touch, just in front of your forehead. Deep breath in, acknowledging yourself with gratitude. As you exhale, bowing forward, opening your eyes and coming back, seeing just a little clearer now that you've released a blockage.